Just a few months after his election, Pope Francis' first visit outside of Rome took him to the island of Lampedusa on July the 8th, 2013.
After the pilgrimages that were carefully planned over a long time during the papacies of Benedict and John Paul II, he wants to be as quick as possible in Lampedusa, among the forgotten, the marginalized, and the most unfortunate.
His choice of Lampedusa set the tone for his papacy, a pope of the peripheries. Francis's first major international trip took him to Rio de Janeiro for World Youth Day. Originally planned by Benedict XVI, it became Francis's stage to inspire young Catholics.
In nome del Padre, e del Figlio, e del Spirito Santo.
A new pope, a new style. Crowds of young people from all over the world came to Brazil to welcome the new pope. From Rio to Krakow, Panama, and Lisbon, he carried the World Youth Day spirit worldwide. For over 13 years, Domenico Gianni was the Vatican's top security officer, protecting three popes, John Paul II, Benedict XVI, and Francis. He managed over 100 papal trips, including visits to conflict zones and massive public events.
It's truly about having seen and touched situations, imagining myself as the person helping Peter carry a weight. So, what I always said was that the Pope is the greatest siren of humanity, because he truly carries the cross of humanity, because he truly carries our cross.
In nearly 50 international trips across 65 nations, he faced humanity's wounds head-on. In 2016, he made history in Armenia, firmly condemning the Armenian genocide despite warnings from the Turkish president. But fear never stopped him. He traveled to Africa 4 times, carrying a clear message: peace. He denounced violence, the arms trade, and rising Islamist terrorism. He called out the world for turning its back on Africa's suffering. And for the first time in the history of the Church, a pope inaugurated a holy year outside of Rome, in one of the poorest places on earth. The extraordinary Jubilee of Mercy started in the Cathedral of Bangui with the opening of a tiny wooden holy door. In 2015, the Holy Father came to the United States. There he met with abuse victims, among others, and promised to act.
Dios llora.
God weeps.
Los crímenes y pecados de los abusos sexuales a menores.
The crimes and sins of sexual abuse of minors may no longer be kept secret.
Me comprometo a la celosa vigilancia de la Iglesia.
I commit myself to ensuring that the Church makes every effort to protect minors, and I promise that those responsible will be held to account.
Rendirán cuenta.
Throughout his pontificate, Francis traveled across all continents. In his 2025 autobiography, Francis recalls that the most dangerous trip was to Iraq in 2021. EWTN Vatican correspondent Colin Flynn was on that flight with the Pope, witnessing firsthand the high-stakes mission to a nation still reeling from war.
We were told there were 10,000 soldiers and security personnel there just to protect the Pope. And I believe it because I think we saw all 10,000 of them. We saw soldiers and people who were armed everywhere we looked.
After the long pause caused by COVID-19, Iraq was the first destination on Pope Francis's renewed global mission. No pope had ever set foot there before, not even John Paul II, despite his 104 international trips. It was a journey into a land of war, violence, and suffering, where Francis came to deliver a simple yet powerful message: hope. He traveled where no pope had ever gone before, from Iraq to Myanmar, the United Arab Emirates to North Macedonia, South Sudan to Bahrain, countries where Catholics are a tiny minority. Then in August of 2023, he made history again, becoming the first pope to set foot in Mongolia, a vast land between Russia and China. Amid the vast steppes, a moment that stunned many. Pope Francis embraced 2 bishops from Hong Kong. giving an unexpected shout-out to Chinese Catholics, some of whom risked everything to be there. Asia became a defining frontier of Francis's papacy. He visited the continent more than any pope before him. Then came his most grueling journey, September of 2024, Southeast Asia and Oceania. 12 days, 4 nations, 33,000 kilometers. Indonesia, Papua New Guinea, Timor-Leste, Singapore. He underlined the need for peace in the world tirelessly throughout all of his pontificate. As a pilgrim of peace, he traveled hundreds of thousands of kilometers, often reaching the most dangerous and conflict-ridden corners of the earth.